Have you ever looked at your bank account and thought, where did all my money go? If you've ever wished to have less stress, more control, and more money for the things that you actually care about, well, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Raminder, and today we're talking personal budgets. I'll be going through what it is, why it works. I'll be sharing 4 helpful strategies and some practical tips on how you can start today. I'll also be showing you the exact spreadsheet that I use to keep my own finances organised and how you can get hold of one too. Personal budgeting is simply creating a plan for your money. It's not about restriction, it's about taking control and deciding where your money will go, rather than wondering where it all went at the end of the month. A budget isn't just for people who are struggling financially, it's for anyone who wants to be more intentional with their finances. So it could be that you're building an emergency fund, you're paying off credit card debt. A budget can help you track everything quickly and easily. No more guessing. One of the biggest benefits of budgeting is the clarity that it gives you. When you're spending without tracking, it's so easy for money just to slip through the cracks. With a budget, every pound or dollar has a purpose, and with a budget tracker, you can actually see how your spending habits line up with your priorities. And that clarity means that you can actually make informed decisions rather than just reacting to financial surprises. Money-related stress isn't just about how much you have or how much you don't have. So much of it is caused by the uncertainty. Quite often, it's the not knowing that causes that constant worry in the back of your mind. A budget removes that anxiety because it shows you where you stand at any given moment. It can bring peace of mind and make a huge difference to your mental health. If you've got a big goal like paying off some debt or saving for a deposit, a budget can help you get there faster. It keeps you focused and reminds you of the progress that you're making, even if it's just small steps every single month. When you can see that you're making moves in the right direction, it's much easier to stay organised. Your budget becomes your personal roadmap to success. Without a budget, it's really easy to overspend without realising it, especially on those small purchases that begin to add up. A budget makes those patterns visible, so you can make the adjustments before it becomes a problem. You'll be able to spot money leaks quickly and redirect that cash to things that actually matter to you. It's not about cutting out all the fun, it's about being intentional with every choice. So now let's talk through some strategies that you can use for your own budgeting, starting with the 50-30-20 rule. So this is where 50% of your income is allocated to your essential spend. So things like your mortgage or your rent, groceries or bills. And then 30% is allocated to non-essential spend. So things like dining out or hobbies. And then the final 20% is allocated to your savings or your debts. So things like paying off your credit card or put into a savings account. This is a great starting point for anyone who finds budgeting overwhelming. It's straightforward and it's flexible. And if the 50-30-20 split doesn't work for you, you can simply adjust it to suit your situation. With zero-based budgeting, you give every pound or dollar of your income a purpose. It doesn't mean that you have zero money, it just means that you have planned for every penny, whether it's your savings or debts or even something fun. This method helps you to be really intentional, especially if you're that type of person who spends everything in their account. It just makes sure that there's no money floating around for it to disappear unnoticed. This is an old school strategy where you assign cash to different envelopes for specific spending categories. So for example, you can have an envelope for buying clothes or for your groceries or for dining out. When that envelope is empty, you stop spending in that category. This can literally be done with an actual envelope and actual cash, but of course you can do it digitally too. Either way, it's a great system to control spending in specific areas. With goal-based budgeting, you'd start with your savings target and then work backwards. For example, if you want to save £3,000 in the next 12 months, you'd plan to set aside £250 before budgeting for anything else. This approach keeps your priorities front and centre and encourages you to make spending decisions that support your goals. There is no one-size-fits-all approach, as everyone's situation is so different. It's important to find a strategy that suits you and your situation and then adapt as you go. Here are some key tips to make your budgeting as successful as possible. But before we go into that, I want to let you know about my budget and actual spreadsheet tracker, which is one that I use for myself. It's really easy to set up, really easy to use. It has clear input areas, dynamic dashboards, making it really easy to set your budget and track your actuals. There are more details on my website, and I also have another video which goes into a bit more detail about this, which I'll link to the end of this video, and all the links will be in the description box below too. Whether you're using my budget and actuals tracker or monitoring another way, one of the biggest mistakes that people make is that they only check their budgets once a month. By then, it's often too late to make any changes if you've overspent. Checking in weekly or even every other day just keeps you aware and allows you to make changes before things get overwhelming. A budget should reflect your real life, not just an aspirational version of it. If you love eating out or buying coffee, don't cut it out completely, maybe just reduce it to begin with. Being too strict may lead to resentment and potentially even overspending later. A realistic budget is one that is sustainable and one that you're more likely to stick to. The easiest way to save is to make it automatic. Set up a standing order to move money into your savings account on the day that you get paid, so you don't even see it in your spending account. This works really well for things like building your emergency fund or saving for big goals like holidays or a deposit for a house. Maybe think about a high interest savings account to make your money work harder. Your budget shouldn't be static because life isn't static. Review your budgeting strategy at the end of every month to see what worked and what didn't, and then make adjustments accordingly. If you notice that you've been overspending in one area, adjust your numbers so that your budget reflects your reality. Flexibility is the key to keeping your budget sustainable. I talk about this a lot, but celebrate your wins. Budgeting can feel like hard work, so make sure you celebrate when you hit those milestones. It could be that you've paid off your credit card, or you've reached a savings goal, or maybe you've just stuck to budgeting for the past 3 months. Whatever it is, make sure you recognise your efforts. It's important to acknowledge your progress and reward yourself in a way that doesn't undo your hard work. So it could be a small treat or a day out. There are lots of resources out there to help you make the most of your budgets. I've listed some books below, so these are books that really helped me on my budgeting journey, and I wanted to share them with you. So let's get you budgeting today with this 3-step roadmap. List out all your income. So this is your main income, could be your side hustles, and even investment income. And then list out every single expense. Don't forget the small stuff. So this is like groceries and bills and car insurances, but also your coffees and any subscriptions that you might have. You can start with the last month, you can start with the last 6 months. The more information you have, the more fuller and accurate your budgets will be. Choose a budget that works for you. You can pick one of the ones that we discussed earlier. The 50-30-20 strategy provides a great starting point for beginners, while the zero-based approach is ideal for anyone who wants total control over your outgoings. It's your commitment that matters more than the method. You can start with one and adjust as you go. Once your budget is set, the real magic happens when you track your spending in real time. We've heard this many times, but consistency is key. Even checking in 2-3 times a week can make a huge difference. I'd love to know how your budgeting journey is going, what methods are you using, and are they working for you? If you have any questions at all, please feel free to drop them in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them. Don't forget to check out my budget and actuals tracker and also the book recommendations. Everything's listed below. And if you found this video helpful, I would love for you to subscribe to this channel and hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.